Hey everybody, welcome to the very first episode of Following the Cast. I'm Brian.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm Tyler.
And very big special thank you to the Hong Kong Federation of Youth Groups for sponsoring today's episode. Clap, clap, clap. So for those of you who haven't been following our Facebook page or our group, Following the Cast is basically a group of us being extremely weird with extremely weird topics that you've probably never heard about. And we usually break it down into like 3 segments. One is like a news segment, pop culture segment, and there's one called like a weird week segment. So hashtag weird week segment. Right. So let's go right into that. So let me introduce what happened not too long ago. So a couple of weeks ago in Florida, there was this kid named James who was walking around coming back home, and he's about 9 years old. And out of nowhere, he decides, you know what? I want to go swimming in a lake.
Typical 9-year-old.
And
America.
And it's not even a normal lake. It's a fenced off lake that says do not enter, dangerous animals inside. Right. And then, of course, the kid, I'm not sure if he can read or not. Well, he should, right? 9? He could read danger, right?
Wait, he's going home alone, right?
Yeah, after school. So he's going back home, he gets into the lake, and he starts swimming, and suddenly he feels something tugging on his leg. And it feels like bite marks, and he turns around, and it's a 9-foot alligator going at him. And you think right there and then this is going to be like a really depressing story. But it turns out the 9-foot kid had a fist fight with a 9-foot alligator.
9-foot kid?
A 9-year-old kid.
9-foot kid.
A 9-year-old kid had a fist fight with a 9-foot alligator and won. And the weird thing is like when he was admitted to the hospital, the only thing he had was just like little scratch marks and little like maybe 1 or 2 stitches on his ass. And that was the only.
Was it a herbivore alligator or what?
He probably tasted the kid and is like, I don't like the meat.
Oh, I like the shirt on this kid. It tastes pretty good. It's like cotton? Is it cotton? Yeah?
It's like, you can't taste the white meat in here.
Honey.
Honey, right?
Yeah.
Honey.
Very funny.
So the kid just only got like a couple of stitches on his ass, and that's the only
Did
thing
the kid
that
say
happened to
how
him.
he survived or what? Like he just punched the heck out of the alligator or what?
He told the reporters and the doctors, like, when the alligator bit him, he just started rashing like this, like Donkey Kong. And then he just started like beating on the alligator's head. And for those who don't know, like, if you ever get attacked by an alligator, God forbid, because, you know, Hong Kong have many alligators around, you're supposed to go for the eyes or you're supposed to go for the nose.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing when the kid went Donkey Kong on this alligator.
It was on the nose.
He started bashing on the nose.
No, but like if the alligator bit him in the ass,
How did
he reach his?
Was he like Donkey Kong on his butt?
Okay, no, if the alligator like grabs onto his ass and then you just
Right, he just elbowed him right in the eyeball. Yeah. Just go.
I don't know.
Some kind of
Self-defense.
like WWE.
Yeah.
Honestly, when an alligator is on you, like your adrenaline starts
You just
pumping.
really
You just have no
don't-
idea what you're
yeah.
doing. Honestly, your body could be like 90 degrees on one side and decide to do 360, and you're still
Alligator
doing
probably
okay.
freaked out.
This guy's fighting back.
Creature.
I don't get people who fight back against me.
And you know there are some alligators when they like bite onto the animals, they start doing this death roll.
Oh yeah, you basically in the water, you get so like discombobulated, you just pass out. And
The
they eat
kid
you.
got lucky then.
Yeah.
And imagine like if you really
Vegetarian
like,
alligator
while-
here. Vegetarian.
while
alligator.
on the ass, he starts doing like death
Vegan.
row. That like worst case scenario, the ass is gone. Best case scenario, your ass is like little.
A chunk of flesh.
It's not just a chunk of flesh. It's like a little ice cream cone. But
It's like a
just-
swirly.
Yeah, exactly. So like, fortunately, the alligator just like was I think more scared of the child. Is just
So
like
the alligator's safe, right?
yeah.
So all the animals.
All right, no animals were
harmed.
harmed in this talk
story,
segment.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So afterwards, the park rangers and I guess animal control they went back to the lake and tried to find it, and what they found was they couldn't find an alligator, but they estimated the alligator to be like 400 to 500 pounds, which is like 181 kg to.
How many of you is that? Is that like two
That's
of
like
you?
3.
It's like
How-
three of you,
Brian,
Brians.
yeah.
Wow, 3 Brians.
Wow.
you think
Wow.
you think there's 3 of them? I'm not.
So
that
so
bad.
like so you add 3 Brians like a sandwich and imagine it trying to bite a little kid's butt.
yeah. So You really want to portray me as the pedophile in this story, don't you?
I don't know, but you found the story.
Ooh, sensitive.
Found the
Ooh,
story.
sensitive.
Sensitive topics.
Okay.
So, so the kid's name was Junior, and
Wait, his
so
name
the
is
Junior?
James Jr.
So the official report was he got minor bites on his ass,
Oh.
teeth and claw marks on his back and on his legs, and people have always, because Florida is really famous for actually alligators being everywhere.
I thought beaches.
Piranhas.
Beaches.
Yeah,
Miami, right?
It looks like Florida is like the Australian version of the United States, where
Australia.
whereas like if you go
Guy, mate.
more southern,
Australia.
things are just going to start to try to kill you.
That's
then.
true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
okay.
That's really true.
But alligators over there has been like really common. There's
about
some
snakes?
alligators.
What's
Snakes?
snakes?
Definitely.
no, what?
Yeah, in backyards. There are plenty of snakes. There were
Is
even
it
like
near Arizona?
no.
Sorry, I'm
You
sorry.
need to brush out on your geography, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
I don't think you learned it.
I don't really have good.
So like alligators nowadays are becoming like they're becoming more brave and they're going into civilization. So like you
That's
see them
right. Oh.
on like main
don't
highways.
worry when they go into Gucci and they see
Handbag.
You do to them?
their brothers and sisters, they'll go back into the wild. Trust me.
And there was even I think it was a couple of years ago. There was an alligator on the tarmac of one of the airports in Florida, and
And,
like
what in the airport? How did
no the
what?
tarmac, so like the runway.
Yeah, how did it get there?
because like I think they built
There's another issue that like people we're just destroying their habitats, right? That's why the animals are coming out, especially like bears. Have you heard of the black bear just suddenly
Going
came
out
out
to
of
the
the
park?
forest like into civilization because we have been cutting down the trees so they have nowhere to live. So they're coming out into civilization to find food and stuff.
Like PB&J sandwiches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactimo.
Some Yogi
so like
Bear.
some
Wait,
black Yogi Bear just comes out and was like I smell that peanut butter, I want some.
Yo, Winnie the Pooh, honey.
So have you ever thought like if the bear just wanted the food, you should just probably throw the food at them and just like
They're just
walk
coming
away?
out of the forest.
Oh,
So the moral of the story is
Don't.
oh, okay. So the
how do
moral
you
of the
survive
story.
an alligator attack?
All right, so go for the nose, go for the eyes,
Yeah.
and if you happen to have the alligator's mouth already clamped onto something, I'm not sure if you would have like the instinct or like you're aware enough to do
fight or
this.
flight instinct. Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently if it's like clawed onto you, the alligator at the back of its throat, like
Punch that.
it has like a little valve that it blocks off to stop the water from rushing into
Oh,
its
yeah,
mouth.
yeah.
So what they suggest is like this is the best way to stop the alligator altogether is to put your hand into the alligator's throat and start punching this valve. Because you don't want to go for the nose or the nostrils. I mean like
No.
like even though that will work definitely, you want to go straight for that valve. Just reach your hand in there and just start
Because you can reach it.
And just like
definitely.
fist it, right? Fist
just
that valve.
fist the valve until it breaks open.
Alright,
Yeah, and then the alligator will let go of you. But that's the moral of the
That
story.
seems very scary though.
It is.
Because it's got your arm and you have to go deeper in to get out.
And and kids, when you see a fence that obviously says danger, do not enter, regardless if
not.
it's a park, a pond, a lake, or anything else,
The Loch
just
Ness
don't
monster.
do it.
Nessie might get you.
PSA.
Yes, this has
Yeah.
been a PSA, exactly.
Listen to the signs. Don't go
Wait,
anywhere
what's
dangerous.
PSA?
Public service announcement.
Oh, okay.
Do you not really know what
Bro.
Well, I heard PSA
God.
before, but I don't know.
Not PTA.
I didn't know what it
meant.
meant.
PSA.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so let's move on to our next segment.
Right.
Pop culture.
Pop culture.
Because we are people of the 21st century and we're young.
And we are.
And
We're
as
popular.
youth,
Judgmental.
we
You're
are
not judgmental.
responsible for being in touch with the world right now because globalization, stuff like that. So today's topic is virginity a mind trap set by men? Right?
I love the word mind trap. Just saying.
Mind trap, or
Yeah, mind
any
tra-
kind of trap,
Well,
so we have both perspectives here, right,
All
today.
right. Okay.
So
Is the fact that like Tyler and I was like 2v1, is it also a mind trap?
No, because I'm equal to both of you.
You're equal to both of
Yeah,
us.
so
She has two
Lindsay
arms
equals
to
Brian
smack
plus Tyler.
both of us.
Yeah, because like if
one arm to smack you, one arm to smack
Yeah,
me.
just
Because I'm four, like it takes four of me to be one alligator to like attack a
No,
kid.
three of you.
You're
Three.
not that thin.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Okay. So why is virginity a mind trap?
Why?
Huh.
Wait, what do you mean by mind trap though?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
Put
well,
it in
mind
context.
trap is a rather strong word, I could say, but it's more like virginity is a concept, right? Set up by patriarchy all over the world, some more than others. You know, in some
Yeah.
countries more than others. Put onto women to
Objectify them?
not regulate, but kind of restrict them
Yeah.
in their expressions of their sexuality.
Oh.
So like in some cultures, it's more like, oh, if you're a virgin, you're worth more. But then if you're not, you're more of a
You're basically
but
a very open woman.
very open-minded woman.
all right,
Yes.
but like, but isn't I think the whole
I didn't say-
concept of
I didn't say
virginity
open-minded, by the way.
was more like a religious thing, right? So isn't
Yeah.
that how it all started off?
Even no, it started off as religious things, but now it's just more like a social thing
Social
that
acceptance.
exists
So,
in
like-
society, and it's a concept that's
But that's
emphasized by
kind
a
of
lot
weird
people.
too, because in college, well, from my experience, if you're saying if you're a college and if you're a virgin in college, you're looked down really low.
Are you talking about men or women?
like I mean both sexes?
both?
But from what you're saying now, you're saying that people value virgins higher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And why?
so that's
why
so
is
weird.
That, you know.
I don't understand.
What is it
Wait,
about
so
this
if-
one?
So in college, virginity is looked down upon, but in society, virginity is looked highly upon.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
So
why-
if
why-
I have a friend who just comes up to me and I ask her, "Have you had sex yet?" and she says, "No, I want to wait until marriage," then like that's not really like a mind trap set for men. Then it's just more like,
I said for women.
I mean, yeah, for women by men, but like it's more of like she wants to find the right guy because you can only do it once.
Yeah, but some girls they don't do it because they want to find the right guy. They do it because okay,
They
apart
want to,
from
like-
religious
yeah.
reasons, they think that it is only right to wait for the right guy when it's more than that. You know, you don't have to wait for that one person that you're gonna be with for the rest of your life.
But it also like it stems the idea that you should not really be sleeping with like 20 people.
And why is that? Why can't a woman sleep with 20 people if she wants to?
Well, I'm not
And
saying
she is safe about it.
I believe there's something to do.
That
Okay,
that thin piece
so
of
what happens
lining in
is so
your-
it's like this. So in Brian's case, like the 20 women, right? What if she's dating that guy at a time? Like she's dating each guy at a time, and she's technically being faithful by only doing that guy when she's dating him, but like he dumps her or whatever, right? And like she like moves on in life.
Okay, so let me
And
ask you
she
this.
gets another boyfriend and she does it with
Sure.
him. That's fine, right?
Now, let me ask you this. Okay, let's say after 20, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You meet her, you guys start dating, and for whatever reason, you come to the topics like, how many guys have you had sex with? And
Why
she
would you
says,
even ask her that though?
yeah, you will obviously come to that topic eventually.
Yeah, but-
In every relationship, adult relationship, you would eventually come to that. I mean, one way or another, right? You gotta find out. For example, if the person have STDs, you need to ask, right? It's like
Just ask her, do you practice safe sex? Like, just
No.
Okay, so your point is
The point
Okay,
is,
your
is that,
point
okay,
is,
you
yeah.
asked the person, how many sex partners have you had?
Okay.
And she said, I've had 20. How do you feel about that?
See, this is
Well, she
exactly
knows her
what's
stuff
wrong.
then.
Why do you think 20 is bad?
Because you just imagine like, okay, though you're right, it's like one at a time. Each one was an actual relationship, all faithful.
Practiced safely,
Yeah, okay, practice-
enjoyably, right?
all safe, all enjoyable. But let me ask you this. If Tyler, as a guy, you have this concept that 20 guys, all right, whether you can picture them or not, has been this girl that you're dating now.
well, I gotta kill 20 people, don't I?
You see, you get the, you get that like that little itch.
I guess you get a feeling of maybe you feel that you're not so special to her because she's done with 20 other guys. Maybe that's a feeling you get when she tells you I've had 20 sexual partners.
So it has nothing to do with her choice.
It's nothing
or
to do
her
with her
lifestyle.
so it's how you're perceiving her doing her own thing in her life.
So let's turn this situation around. I ask you, how many sex partners have you had? And you're like 20.
So what should she feel?
What should I feel?
Yeah.
Would you feel comfortable though?
You've been in so many places. Have you?
But would you be comfortable the fact that if I was with 20 women or if the woman was with 20 men? Are you saying
Absolutely.
100% comfortable with the idea?
Yes. Because this is your past. It has nothing to do with me. I am the current thing right now.
You
right?
learn from your past.
Well, I'm just gonna say this right now. If like at the age of 22, you have like 20 sex partners, and your partner tells you that, you should really kind of think about whether or not you should continue that relationship. I'm just saying, like, if just for the sake of that particular number, you really gotta reconsider that.
Really?
No, but okay. So the back to the point is virginity a mind trap, right? So set by men. Set by men, or is it more like it's the women's choice?
I guess that society actually places the mind trap on people, like men and women alike. But I'm not too sure if it only affects women as like the major focus.
So like
'Cause it affects guys too, doesn't it?
So back to the root of this problem. What is so special about virginity? It is just your first time, right? Experiencing this.
Guess it's something
May or may not
pure.
break a certain lining in the female's
Hymen.
hymen. Yeah, the hymen.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess
What
it's
is-
something like virginity is considered a topic where a virgin is considered very
Pure.
pure,
right?
very clean, sort of a thing, untouched.
But what is wrong with having experience? Don't you learn from it? Don't you grow from it? You have personal enrichment, right? From that.
20 times personal enrichment.
Yes. Yeah.
Personal enrichment.
That is just a number. You can't just keep on bringing up 20, 20, 20.
No, but I mean, there's got to be a number.
It's a figure.
All right, let me ask you this.
Figure
Okay,
of speech.
what's the limit then? Like, can you gather for you to say like, for example, you say 20 is fine, but is there a number where you're like, no, I can't, because that's way too many sex partners. I'm sorry.
Maybe about the number of like 40, 50.
At what age though?
If I was around like 30, it'll be fine. But
If you're 30,
but
and
right
you
now
have-
I'm like 17, so yeah. So if I met someone and I wanted to date her and she's like, I have 40 sex partners, I'm like, okay, you sure do know your stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be like.
So how about you, Lindsay? What's the number?
For a man?
Yeah.
At what age?
All right, let's say
Let's say you're given age right now.
let's start with 20 years old, and then we do
20.
30 years old.
20. 2020. That's fine.
So 2020.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not committing to anyone, just purely
So-
for dating reasons, right?
Purely for dating, which may lead to
This is not the most important thing in a relationship, So it's not something I would particularly focus on.
So
right?
okay, then 2020 is fine.
Yeah.
So then 30 then?
30, let's say 30-30. One a year, that's fine, right?
Well,
Wait.
well, technically, if you say 2020 and you say one a year.
Wait, what happens
No, I
if
mean for 30.
Okay.
hey
onwards.
if a female's a virgin, yeah, but it's proven that men and women have the same like times of sexual urges that like people always say like men have so much like sexual urges, whenever
Right.
they see like hot women, but girls have that too, right? So what happens if you're a virgin and you get like sexual urges? Don't you think that's painful for them, really? Isn't it?
Well, there
For
are other
women?
ways to
Yeah, I know,
get
but
rid of that urge.
yeah,
What is your point?
I don't know. I just thought it was weird.
All right,
Okay.
but so
Okay, Brian.
Here's what I gotta say, because we gotta like move on to our next segment.
Yeah.
It's not so much a mind trap set by men, but it's more of a choice that people make every day. Like, I get what you're saying, like, if you're in college and you're a woman, like, if you're a virgin, like, depending on where you live, maybe in the States, people think, like, wow, really? Like, they're so shocked that that's even possible.
Yeah.
But, like, maybe, like, in other places, that may be acceptable, and in other places, it would be like, oh, that's interesting, you're a virgin in college, I want to pursue that. But for men, it's, like, obviously a different reaction, right? Because, like, men are supposed to be, like, so dominating.
If you're not a stud, you're a dud.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
like if you don't express yourself in a manly way, which could be interpreted in a sexual way, then it's like you ask yourself, why are you gay as a man? I mean, like, are you gay as a man for not like losing your virginity at that point, right? So like there are many offsets to that.
I guess it's just culture.
It is a lot to do with culture, but the point of the matter is that when virginity comes into play, obviously it's like the women, like they decide whether or not what to do with it. And I think it's partly religion, partly about the culture, and I think partly about the people you grow up with. So like if you have parents who are so open about it, and like who gives you the talk. By the way, has your parents ever given you the talk?
No, I just saw them. That was a talk.
That was the talk.
Wait, you just saw, okay.
Yeah.
That.
All right.
We're gonna talk about that next episode.
You sit there in the corner there and
You just contemplate.
watch.
you just contemplate.
All right. Let's move on to our next segment.
All right.
Weird week.
Weird.
Hashtag weird week.
Okay, so you guys been to restaurants, yeah?
No.
No.
Nope.
No.
All right, so I went to a restaurant one day and while I was sitting down, I saw this couple before they ate. Like the food arrives, the first thing they did, they whipped out their phones and like they took a photo of it, and I was like, huh.
Interesting.
That's interesting. And I started looking around. Everyone is doing it in the restaurant.
Except you.
Except me. I just like look at my phone like, ooh.
hipster.
Like just eat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so like have you guys seen that before?
yeah.
like, everyone's doing that.
Sometimes
Yeah, but
I do
Have you
it.
seen Instagram? It's like you can't go through.
I actually read about it.
Hashtag food porn?
Yeah,
right?
it's like hashtag food porn, hashtag camera eats first. Stuff like
Hashtag food, hashtag happy, hashtag
Yeah.
dining with my babe.
yeah, but you know, most of this but people
Real
don't put hashtag dinner with my babe. Like they solely focus on the food.
Solo dinner food porn.
No, but they solely focus on the food. They don't even care where they're eating. Like maybe it's a famous restaurant. They don't care where they're eating. They just want to take a photo of their food and show
Well,
off.
kudos to the restaurants that make people want to take a picture of the food.
Yeah,
It's
but-
so nicely decorated.
Yeah, but
Can I just say, if you're gonna do like hashtag all of this, right?
Yeah.
At least have the decency to hashtag what's in the food. So like,
Like hashtag shrimp with mayonnaise.
Yeah, like or like hashtag pasta with meat bolognese or whatever, right? Whatever that may
okay,
be.
man, is that
Like,
your
Hashtag cannibalism.
just whatever that may be. Just don't go like hashtag dinner with the babe, hashtag YOLO,
Something
hashtag
completely
nice,
unrelated,
hashtag
right?
dinner.
Be creative.
hashtag
Be
nighttime.
creative. If you're
HKIG, hashtag HK girl.
Yeah, what is a Hong Kong Instagram? Is that it?
Yeah, because when you search up the hashtag, you just follow people.
Oh.
But yeah, so Instagramming, food porn.
Well,
When did that become such a hype?
Well, when Instagram got the boom, guess.
Well, yeah,
Let me ask you. So, is it so much about the food or is the attention?
it's well,
Well, I read about this topic, like where people get more addicted with taking photos of their food. It could lead to. It's more about food addiction.
Food addiction.
Yeah, they get really addicted to just getting as much food as possible to take photos of. Actually,
I do have one friend. Every picture on her Instagram is of food.
You want to give a name? No.
No, it's just gonna kill me.
No name and blame.
But like,
them.
what
No
is
name
what do
and
you
blame.
get out of this? What do you get out of
Yeah.
Instagramming a picture of your food? Like,
Yeah.
you put a filter, right?
I think it's cruel.
and it looks hipster. And do you
Well,
make people jealous?
If
Are
you're
you
like a
promoting
chef,
the restaurant?
well, that's promotion of the restaurant. Well, oh guys, come here. This
But you
place
don't-
is so cool.
It's not like it's only very subconscious that you don't actively think that you're promoting a restaurant.
Yeah.
You're just what are you doing? You're just putting your life out there for people to see, and they like it. And what do you get? out of
And
it?
you feel good because
Happiness?
that
'Cause
means
people
like
care
you're
about
living
you.
you're living a good life, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, I guess that's what it is. But if you cook your own food and you want to show off, like, whoa,
Yeah,
see,
that's
guys?
fine. That's fine. Like
I think-
a
I
home
think
cooked
that's
meal,
fine.
that's great because like
Yeah.
you show off. But like putting up food, I always think it was cruel.
Cruel?
It was
How's it-
cruel because
how's it
like
cruel?
because like you know when you go through the day and you have like 5-6 hour classes and then like all you do is like you go through Instagram and you just see food after food and you can't get out of the class. It's just that's so cruel. Don't do this. And of course like I see it's so pointless. Like why?
I mean, like I send food pictures to you all the time, but like not through Instagram.
Yeah, like
I just go,
WhatsApp or like
Snapchat, WhatsApp.
Yeah,
'cause
that's-
I want to.
So it's not public.
Oh, so let me ask you this: is Snapchat the same as like Instagramming your food then?
What do you mean?
Because like when you
If I Snapchat a picture of my food to you.
yeah, and no, like not just to me, but like a whole group of your friends. Is it?
But the thing is, it disappears, and there's
No, but that's the same thing. You're as you said,
not everyone
showing your life.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's showing your life privately, isn't it?
Is
Because
that-
you can choose like who you want to show it to. But
Yeah.
as for Instagram, if you're not private on Instagram, literally
Everyone
can see, right?
Yeah.
But what if it's private on Instagram then? Then would it be okay?
Only your friends then.
Yeah.
Your followers. I mean, your followers.
Ah, but that's the thing though. Like you have like what, 100 or 1,000 followers? How many of them are actually like your friends who actually cares what you eat?
2, 3.
Exactly. So
Five
it's
at most.
it's pointless. It's like to have this.
Well, I mean, people get joy out of it. It's a
Yeah.
part of. It's a way.
It's part of the
to-
addiction, the joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
It's
Uh,
fun, you know.
All right. Actually, speaking about the food thing, there was a story about a restaurant in New York City. It's a really popular restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's been
Is it a burger joint?
No. It's an
Oh,
actual
okay.
restaurant. It's
Oh.
an actual restaurant who's been up for like the last, I think, 70, 75 years. And they've been doing like an outstanding job in terms of food, in terms of customer service, all of that. But then recently, every time they get feedback from their customers through that feedback form, they've realized they've been getting more negative comments about like the food being bad and like the service being bad. And the owner was so confused because like for 75 years, family to passing on to family, like it was all good. Then why all of a sudden this is happening? So he hired a team of investigators to look through this, and the investigators went through all the security cameras, and they found out that before like 20 years ago, the estimate time for a customer to go into the restaurant, order their food, eat, pay, and leave, it's about 30 to 45 minutes. Now, the estimate time is like from 55 minutes to an hour and a half.
Whoa.
And they were so shocked by this. And what they found out was that when the food comes, whoever the customer may be takes a photo of that, and they're usually with friends, so they all take photos, and then they would ask the waiter to come and take a photo of them, and then they would stand on their phone and spend more time sending it to like different channels, right, like Instagram,
So the food gets
Twitter,
cold?
Facebook. Yeah, it gets cold.
Oh.
Then by that time maybe 5-10 minutes is up, and maybe you don't like your food like.
Oh, you don't like the photo?
lukewarm.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, because, like, you know, I think 5-10 minutes of your food would be most likely
I like it,
lukewarm,
like-
right?
Burning my tongue.
Yeah, because it's like
Al
it's fresh
dente.
out the kitchen, right?
They
But yeah, so then like what they keep doing was they keep eating, right? And then like more food would come, like maybe the appetizer, desserts, and they would stop eating that plate, do the same process again, and what happens is like their food becomes actually cold now. And then they would send it back to the kitchen, and then they found all of this, and it was like finally the manager decides to post on the front door of the restaurant and says like, if you're going to eat here, do not take photos of our food. And that was like how they solved that problem.
Wow.
I actually know another restaurant where they realized that taking photos of the food was such a problem because the photos were so bad. So what they did was
It portrays it as like a garbage restaurant.
the restaurant became a restaurant where if you go in, they'll teach you how to take proper photo, like food photos. So the waiter will serve the food, and they'll teach you. So you put the bowl at this angle, and you put your camera at that angle, so the light hits it. Yeah, so. You can actually
You learn how to
enjoy.
take photos of the food.
You can take good photos of the food and enjoy at the same time because they know that taking photos of food is gonna take a long time.
And that's
so.
that's also my pet peeve. Besides taking photos, it's using your photos on the dinner table. Like we've had dinner before, and I've always made you guys put
Yeah.
your phone in the middle of the table, and you
Well,
don't touch it.
I don't use the phone when I'm on dinner table.
Yeah, but most of my friends they do, and I always force them to put it on the table.
Chinese family, man. Chinese family.
Can't eat it.
You cannot use phone.
So like if you ever have friends who's ever done that, what you want to do, you put all the phones in the middle of the table, and the first person to touch their phone pays for the
for
bill.
dinner, yeah.
Exactly.
Talking to you, camera.
I'm talking to you, especially some people I want to name right now, but I won't because this is
No name and blame in this.
no naming and blaming.
Yeah,
Exactly.
man.
So we're running out of time now.
Yeah, okay.
So let's go on. Let's wrap it up. So usually following the cast is like we try to go for like a 30-minute episode. Sometimes we may overrun, sometimes not. Sometimes it even be shorter than that. Just depends. So following the cast would be a weekly broadcast. So do follow us on Facebook, which is Following the Cast. That's our Facebook page, all one word. Yeah, and you can follow us
Twitter?
on Twitter, right?
Hashtag. No,
Hashtag.
it's at the cast. Wait, following?
No, it's following the cast. No, it's following.
Yeah.
On Twitter, apparently, like you can't have that many characters, so it's Following Cast
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Hashtag us if you want.
Yeah, and we're gonna
Week.
exactly.
If you have any.
Oh, if you want topics to be talked about, just hashtag us. You know.
Yeah. Put it on our Twitter or put it on our Facebook and just do like hashtag whatever segment, news segment, pop culture segment, or weird week segment, and then what you want us to talk about, and we'll go right into it. And please
Baguette.
remember to like our
Baguette.
Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Hope you're entertained.